Hi, I'm Kaliani. Welcome to Ignite Your Shakti. I'm so glad that you've joined us. I'm here today to tell you about a new series of teleclasses that I'm beginning on July 12th through Lightstone Source. It's called Unleashing the Temptress Within, and it's a subject that's near and dear to my heart. For many years, I've been wanting to teach a class where we went through the myths and legends and stories of goddesses. And I was speaking with Janet Lightstone, and we decided that instead of doing the usual series on the Maiden, Mother, and Crone, which people are somewhat familiar with, that what was really missing from our lives was the Temptress. And to talk about where the Temptress fits in, how she's been mistreated through the years, what her stories can tell us about our psychological development. So what we're going to do in this series of classes is we're going to examine the old stories and myths that have informed our culture and have become part of our collective unconsciousness. So they, at some level of our being, affect the way that we are in the world, the way that we react, the way that we carry ourselves. So we're going to look at some really old stories. We're going to start with Lilith, who was actually Adam's first wife, and she's the really bad girl because she got written out of the Bible almost altogether. And then we're going to talk about Eve and how she took the fall and what that means for all of us. We're going to talk about the symbols that are associated with the two of them too and their stories, and how those symbols were actually part of ancient goddess worship in the time before the patriarchy had taken over. So we'll talk about those symbols and what they meant perhaps before patriarchy and what they have morphed into after patriarchy. And then we're going to talk about Pandora. And Pandora is a really interesting story. Everybody thinks that Pandora opened a box to release all sorts of ills on the world, when actually what she had was a jar. So we're going to talk about her symbols too. We're going to talk about the idea of the container, the vessel, as a womb space and a creative space. So we're going to talk about all of these stories and the implications for culture, the implications for the collective unconsciousness, and the way that these stories might have affected us. And then in each class, we're going to do a little journey to meet our inner Temptress within. And we're going to talk to our Temptress about these stories, about the implications, about any blame or shame that might still be in our systems. We're going to talk about how even the name Temptress itself implies judgment. And we're going to talk to our Temptress, and we're going to coax her out of the closet, and we're going to bring her into our lives, because the Temptress energy is a fabulous energy to hold on to no matter what your stage in life is, and it's just as important for men as it is for women. So the Temptress is, your ability to say yes to life. It's your ability to be playful and spontaneous and to be creative and to kind of push yourself to get out there even when you're scared. And those are all things that we need at different points in our lives. And by having culture kind of squash our Temptress for so many years, I think it's held us back. I think it's held us back from our evolution and our development. So I'm really looking forward to teaching this class and having you join me. You can both listen in live. You can go to lightstonesource.com to sign up, or you can sign up for MP3s that will be released a couple days after the live broadcast. It'll be every other Thursday evening at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. So I hope you'll join us. Thanks.